Hey guys, welcome back to 5 nothing 100 nothing.com. I am Fugget, the fittest underdog guru using intelligent tactics. Okay guys, I want to talk to you about what it means to have a life well lived. Okay, now a lot of times we go through our lives and we have our daily worries. We think about the future, we have maybe anxiety over it, or we try to plan our best and we get kind of caught up or worried about little things or what we perceive to be little things. And then we have somebody that's close to us that passes away suddenly or unexpected or whatnot. And I had that happen to me yesterday, and I called a friend and we were talking about it. And we're talking about how, tomorrow's not promised. You can get sick any day. There was just a recent TV actor that passed away at 20 years old. There was, all these things can happen. You don't know how much time you have here. Everybody said, it sounds so cliche that I think we are desensitized to it, but, the saying, live every day like it's your last. And it sounds, poetic and whatnot and romantic, but the truth is you still got to work and think about your mortgage. You got to work and think about, tomorrow and a retirement, and you've got to, think about your bills and everything else, right? So it's not 100% absolute way to live your life. If that's the case, you would just take the day off work and eat whatever you want and, tell that girl or whoever that you want them and see if maybe they'll throw you a bone out of pity. Or maybe they liked you too and you were like, damn it, I had my whole life I could have, whatever, use your use your imagination. But a life well lived, I think we think about a life well lived is a life where I have no regrets. That's not true. You're going to have regrets. There's going to be, opportunities lost. There's going to be, things said in the heat of the moment of a relationship that ends the relationship, or that you can never take back, or, somebody will never let you forget, whatever it is, right? And so a life well lived, I think, is a life where it's one where you accept the highs and the lows, the valleys, the peaks, all of the above, and you can look back and you can say that I lived it, or like Frankie said, old Blue Eyes, I did it my way. It's doing it your way. It's self-exploration, discovery, and, learning to be self-aware, and it's a process. And with all of us, it's different. I had self-awareness on some level, in my teenage years where I just didn't want to go through the traditional everything that everybody else was doing. I just had an internal compass that took me in a different direction from a lot of other people, and I did it unapologetically, and I was just who I was. I turned down opportunities that may have benefited me, but it wasn't me, if that makes any sense. I talk about how when I was a server in the last part of my high school years, and I had these two guys who were higher up execs in an auto company, and they were really good customers of mine. And one day they came in, they said, are you going to go to school? And I'm like, post high school. And I said, I really don't think so. I don't know what I'm going to do though. And they're like, well, if you want to go, we've talked about it, we'll pay for your bachelor's degree. And I was like, no, I wasn't ready at 17, 18 to go to college. I wouldn't have appreciated it. I didn't have any direction. I just knew what I did not want. And I passed up on an amazing opportunity, a very thoughtful opportunity on these two gentlemen's part. And, I did it my way. I didn't go the traditional route in my family of either going into the military or going to work for the big three and waiting to, just punch a clock every day, do my work, and at the end of 30 years get a gold watch and a pension. That wasn't me. To me, that felt like I may as well just go to prison. So I did it my way. I went into professional wrestling. I went to school later on, and I excelled in college because I had a purpose and a plan and why I was there, and my self-awareness had increased. So yeah, going through the professional wrestling ranks and all that stuff, I missed out on starting a traditional job or career till later on, but I had some amazing experiences. I learned what it was like basically to live out of a car, to drive 6 hours to one town and make $10, or to drive 6 hours to a town they didn't have any money and drive home, and I was out gas money, food, and a whole day's work at a regular job, all kinds of things. But, there's regrets within that, but nothing that overshadows the joys and the journey and the adventure that I experienced by living life my way. And when you find a way to live life your way and you work towards it, where you can't just necessarily jump right into your dream job, or the way you want to live your life, set it up the way you want, or living in a part of the world that you really want to live in, you can work towards that, though. I mean, some of you need to just jump right in the deep end and tear it up and take that chance, especially when you're young and you have a lot of years to rebound from it. If you don't have the responsibilities of children and other things, it's an open canvas for you. And, you can't let that pass you by just because you think you're doing the right thing, either by your parents or your peers or what people tell you. A life well lived to me is one in which only the individual truly knows if it's a life well lived. I mean, you have your outside observers that'll look at your life and tell you what they think you should be doing or what looks like a well-lived life, but it's always biased. It's through their glasses, it's through their perspective, their point of view, and that's going to always be partial, or they're going to have a viewpoint that has to do with their value system and what they deem as a life well lived, and not necessarily yours. So it's always good to have more voices in the conversation, so that it helps to mold, guide, and then it goes through your filter of your internal compass and your conscious and your value system that helps to shape, or perhaps influence what a life well lived is or will be to you. So, guys, I hope that helps. A lot of food for thought there in a 7-minute period of time. So, guys, like, share, subscribe. Hope you got something out of that. Love to hear your comments. And I'll talk to you again very soon, mate. All right. That's all I got to say. And it's the start of a new day. My eyes aren't too puffy or red because I have Visine. It gets the red out, they say. All right, guys, take care.